From glittering capes and printed leotards to Boston crabs and full Nelsons, Big Daddy never gave half measure to wrestling's followers. For 3 decades, fans roared their approval of the man who threw his weight but never his temper around. He was the sport's 26-stone Mr. Nice Guy. Despite allegations of match-fixing, supporters, if not opponents, had a habit of coming back. Mrs. Thatcher and the Queen were said to be fans.
Well, I've been in wrestling practically all of my life. My father, he was a professional wrestler, and I can recall being 4-year-old and my brothers, and we used to wrestle on the mat at home, so I've been in wrestling all my life.
But in 1987, disaster struck during a bout in Great Yarmouth. Big Daddy's opponent, Mal King Kong Kirk, collapsed and died. It was from natural causes, but the publicity damaged wrestling. A year later, it was dropped from the television schedules. Big Daddy was christened Shirley Crabtree. His father reckoned with a name like that, a little boy would have to know how to survive. He did, and went on to become one of the world's biggest attractions in a trade with more than its fair share of ups and downs.
A motor neurone disease victim who went to the High Court in a bid to allow her GP to give her pain-relieving drugs, even though they could shorten her life, has died. Annie Linsell, who was 47, dropped her 2-year court battle in October when her doctor said he was willing to carry out the treatment.
Politicians are debating global warming at the Kyoto conference.
Work ahead. The plans which unlock the secret of the Hurricane Mark 1. Paul Rogers is determined to rebuild the aircraft from scratch as a memorial to his father, who flew in the 85 Squadron based in Debden in Essex. Mr. Rogers Sr. served with Group Captain Peter Townsend, who later went on to steal the heart of the young Princess Margaret.
We've actually got a band of people that actually specialise in individual things like refinishing, welding, fabrication, that type of thing. And I'm sure with the group of people that we've got, this whole project will come to fruition, whether it be 7 years or actually 20 years.
Parts salvaged from Russia are now on their way to Cambridgeshire. The group putting the aircraft together are looking for a major sponsor to help speed up the project. Initially, just collecting and classifying the tens of thousands of parts will require months of work. Liz Ray, Look East, Cambridgeshire.
A fabulous machine. And finally, a job centre in Northamptonshire was forced to close yesterday because there weren't enough staff for it to stay open. A notice apologising for the closure was hung on the door of the centre in Towcester. The manager said it was an extreme situation. Now, it's a big night for footy fans in Cambridge.